And even after the infamous defeat at the Battle of Red Cliffs, Cao Cao lamented, saying it would have been different if Guojia were there. I'm Hikaru Kuon, a 24-year-old history teacher at a high school in Tokyo. My specialty is Chinese history, and if it's about the Three Kingdoms, I'm confident I could talk about it non-stop for a week. Sorry. Let's get back to the topic. Before I realize it, I sometimes end up talking about the Three Kingdoms, which my students occasionally point out. Skiing? I haven't gone since I was a student. On my way home from work, my old friend from school, Satoshi Ujiie, had invited me to go skiing. Don't worry, you were good at it, and thanks to you, I improved a lot back then. Stop playing those Three Kingdoms games until midnight every day and get some fresh air once in a while. Is he spying on my life? It's true we often went skiing together during our student days, but after becoming working adults, we had fewer opportunities. And so, I was persuaded by Satoshi, whose negotiation skills could rival a professional's, and a few days later, I found myself at the ski resort. It's a hassle when I go with you because girls always flock to us. Unlike me, Satoshi is a good-looking guy who even won a national tennis championship. Whenever we went skiing, there was always at least one woman who would approach him. That's harsh. I just wanted an excuse to hang out with you. Yeah, got it. After skiing for a while, Satoshi and I took a break in the resting area, sipping on hot chocolate.
Excuse me? Hey, you two!
A lively voice called out to us, and we turned to see two women walking over.
Hi there! Would you mind if we joined you for a bit? Wait a second! Isn't it rude to suddenly approach people like that? Oh, come on! They say the god of romance blesses the slopes, don't they?
Huh? Why are you looking at me like that? This isn't my fault! It's clearly because of this guy's face. Your friend couldn't make it? From what they told us, they seemed to be a senior and junior from their school days. Maria Domoto, the cheerful baby-faced one, was our age, while Agiha Otowa, the cool one with black hair, was a year older.
Our friend wasn't feeling well, and since she's experienced, we were hoping she could teach us. That's right. I'm a beginner, and I feel uneasy skiing alone with Senpai. So could you teach us? You know... sorry. I won't insist. Please feel free to refuse if it's too much trouble.
Huh. It's understandable to feel uneasy as a beginner. There's also the risk of injury. Hikaru, what do you think? I don't mind. I'm not sure how well I can teach though. When we were students, we had more free time, so it wasn't a big deal. But now that my free time is precious, it feels like a hassle. Still, I understood the concern about injuries. And so, I reluctantly nodded.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Yep, Agia's doing great. Maria, well, she still needs a bit more guidance. I've lost count of how many times I've seen Maria fall and Satoshi help her up during this past hour. I wasn't doubting her status as a beginner, but something felt off. Hey, Hikaru, I need to use the restroom for a bit. Can I leave them to you? Sure, go ahead. Now filling in for Satoshi, I became the main instructor for the two women. So, when you want to turn, you just need to bend your knees slightly. Don't overdo it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was too tense earlier. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it bit by bit.
Also, focus on ensuring the ski edges are firmly in contact with the snow.
Oh, sure.
By the way, when you fall...
That's enough!
Maria glanced at Satoshi, who was returning, and interrupted me.
You can continue teaching Senpai, Hikaru. I'll learn from Satoshi. Hey, that's really rude. You're asking for help, so what's with that attitude? But isn't it more efficient one-on-one? Satoshi is back now, so it's not unreasonable, is it? You know, Sorry, Hikaru. Could you help just me for now?
Noticing that Ageha seemed to be holding back her words, I understood her intent. She must have decided that splitting up would be less of a bother for me. I had a hunch before, but this person is surprisingly kind despite her cool demeanor. Sure, if I'm okay with you. And so, Satoshi rejoined Maria while Ageha and I separated to continue skiing. That said, Ageha already had the basics down, so there wasn't much for me to teach.
I'm sorry for troubling you like this. We've inconvenienced you on what was supposed to be a fun outing with friends.
It's fine. I've dealt with women like her before.
Oh, I see. Actually, I was supposed to come here today with a close friend. I can ski a little, but I still feel uneasy without an experienced companion, so I'm grateful for your help. That girl, Maria, I mean, we just happened to meet here. Funny how that works, huh?
So, you didn't come together? Ah, that makes sense now.
Huh?
I thought she had another purpose besides just enjoying skiing.
Hikaru, you're the type to say exactly what's on your mind, aren't you? It was written all over your face earlier that you found this a hassle.
You caught me. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Honestly, I wasn't exactly enthusiastic about this either. That said, I'll apologize for my junior's behavior.
Seeing Ageha politely apologize cleared up some of the lingering unease in my mind. And then, a few days later on a day off...
Ageha! I'm really sorry about the other day. Huh?
That alternate ending was absolutely amazing. It was the reason I became a fan of Guojia.
I totally get it. The part where Guojia burns his final flame of life and takes down Yu with him really struck a chord with me too.
Ageha and I unexpectedly found ourselves deep in a discussion about the Three Kingdoms. Apparently, Ageha became interested in the Three Kingdoms due to her older brother's influence, and they played games about it together. It seemed the tension between us had dissolved, as she had stopped using formal language without either of us realizing it. It's nice to meet someone else who likes Wei. In Japan, Shu is overwhelmingly popular.
Yes! I'm particularly fond of Sima Yi. To protect those he cared about, he took on the role of a villain and destroyed evil nations for the sake of those he loved. That's the tragic figure of a hero born of chaos!
Whoa, that's straight out of the image created by recent dramas. Sima Yi rose through the ranks in Wei, led a rebellion, seized the country, and laid the foundation for the Jin dynasty. Historically, he's a traitor, but recent dramas have depicted him as a dark hero.
Ageha? Sorry, I got caught up in the discussion. Are you feeling okay now? Yeah, I'm completely fine now. Sorry for not being able to join the ski trip. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for your help back then.
Ageha's friend, who hadn't been able to join us due to illness, bowed to Satoshi and me.
This is the first time I've seen Ageha talk so much with a guy.
After that, we had a meal with Ageha's friend. The topic turned to something I would rather not recall, Maria Domoto.
I was shocked to hear later that you encountered her. She was especially rude to you, wasn't she? Even though you helped Ageha, she made you uncomfortable.
That day, even after we finished skiing and regrouped, Maria's unpleasant remarks continued.
Wow, you two seem to be getting along really well, aren't you? So, Senpai, the way you're defending her must mean... Ooh, I see. Why didn't you just say so earlier? I mean, Ageha-senpai is super gloomy, and you're both introverts. You're a perfect match, aren't you?
Don't you think that's a little out of line? Ageha's your friend and senior, right?
Oh, wow! So cool. It's like you're a hero protecting the one you love. I'm not bothered. We were just senior and junior in a club back in the day, and today was another coincidence. But honestly, I think it's a bit much for someone who can't even ski to loiter around the slopes waiting to be picked up. I wasn't waiting to be picked up or anything, but meeting someone as amazing as Satoshi was definitely lucky for me.
Maria's words replayed in my mind as Aga's friend grew visibly upset. It's fine, I'm used to dealing with teenagers. But I've never met one quite that unpleasant.
You're pretty blunt, Kuon. I like how straightforward you are. It's refreshing. Hageha saying something like that? That's a first. It's nice to see you two getting along so well.
Satoshi? What's wrong? You're unusually quiet. Huh? Oh no, it's nothing. I've just been really busy and tired lately. When I spoke to him, Satoshi hurriedly put on a smile, but I could tell he was hiding something, so I kept my gaze on him. Hey, don't look at me like that. You'll make me fall for you. As usual, he brushed it off with his typical playful teasing. Maria, sorry to keep you waiting.
Satoshi! Good morning. Thank you for coming today.
About a month after the ski trip, Satoshi met with Maria.
If I introduce such a handsome boyfriend to my friends, they'll be so surprised.
Maria leaned into Satoshi sweetly. Since the ski trip, Maria had latched onto him. After relentless advances, Satoshi eventually agreed to a trial relationship after a dinner outing.
Wow, so you're just as charming as she said. I thought she was exaggerating, but Maria, you really pulled it off this time.
Satoshi was at Maria's favorite cafe, having a meal with her and her friends.
Satoshi and I were fated to meet on that snowy mountain. It was love at first sight. Didn't you get dumped by two guys earlier this year after saying the same thing? Shut up! Don't bring that up now.
You've known her since high school, right? Has Maria always been this forward in relationships?
Hey, Satoshi!
Why not? When else would I get to ask this? Satoshi winked at Maria again, then turned his gaze to her friends.
Oh, absolutely. We have plenty of funny stories from back then.
The two friends' faces lit up with excitement, clearly eager to dish out tales from the past. You know, I was curious. Since Maria is so rude, I wondered what kind of people would be friends with someone like her. Satoshi's blunt words stunned all three women. Honestly, it's surprising. If it had just been me, Kuon, and Ageha, the ski trip would have been fun. But Maria kept making unpleasant comments and ruining the mood.
Wait, Satoshi? What's going on? You said you liked me, didn't you? That's why we're dating, right?
You think someone who constantly insults others is attractive? No way. That day, you ruined Kuon's mood and embarrassed yourself. I came here today to see what kind of people could tolerate being friends with you. Either they are incredibly forgiving, or they are just like you.
What? What? What?
I've interacted with many women, so I can tell right away. Maria, you desperately find boyfriends just to show off to your friends and feel superior. I don't mind that, honestly. Satoshi's voice was light-hearted, but his words hit Maria hard. She was visibly trembling. But you crossed the line when you insulted Kuon. So, I pretended to be your boyfriend to teach you a lesson. I'm handsome, but I can be quite the jerk too, you know? I met Satoshi during our university days. At the time, he was struggling with family issues, including his parents' divorce due to their discord. To escape from reality, he threw himself into university during the day, while his nights were spent drinking, wandering, and pulling all-nighters with bad company. And that's when I, completely unaware of his circumstances, encountered Satoshi as he staggered around unsteadily. Are you okay? You shouldn't overdo it, or you'll regret it tomorrow. When I casually pointed that out, Satoshi froze for a moment before bursting into laughter. That encounter led to a friendship, starting with him chasing after me relentlessly. Kuon accepted me for who I am, a jerk with no pretenses. That's what true friendship is about. I hope you find friends like that someday.
Huh?
Satoshi placed a bill on the table and walked away. Maria and her friends were left speechless.
What's his problem? How dare he humiliate me like that in front of my friends? Ugh! They were all laughing at me like I was a joke. Why am I the one who has to go through this?
After parting ways with her friends, Maria stormed down the stairs of the pedestrian bridge, fuming. And then...
Huh?
Maria suddenly slipped, and her body was sent flying. The rain from earlier that morning had made the stairs slippery. Watch out! I happened to be walking by and instinctively caught her. You are...
Why? Why is it you in this kind of romantic situation?
Huh? Not realizing who she was when I helped her made it a bit uncomfortable. I stepped back, and she also retreated a few steps.
Thank you very much. I thought I was going to die. My heart's still racing. Does this mean...
Well, I'm glad you weren't hurt. Alright, I'll be on my way now.
Thanks to you I wasn't hurt. Could I perhaps treat you to something as a thank you?
No, your kind offer is more than enough.
Huh? You're declining my invitation?
I don't know why you're speaking from such a high horse, but I have someone I genuinely want to focus on right now. With that, I turned and walked toward her. Ageha stood waiting, and Maria smiled bitterly as she watched.
Ah, so you really have something going on with her. Well, whatever. You two seem like a good match. Take care.
Without another glance back, Maria walked away. Let's talk about what happened afterward. So, Maria Domoto?
From what I've heard, she's cut ties with most of her friends. Apparently getting rejected by you hit her harder than expected.
She even quit her job, stopped chasing men, and now stays locked in her room. It seems she spends her time obsessively following handsome video streamers. Hopefully, she doesn't stray further off course. Today, I was out shopping with Ageha, but she had been in a foul mood all afternoon. Ageha, what's with that face?
Oh, I was just wondering who the kind teacher with someone to focus on might be.
I barely suppressed a laugh at her serious glare. Wait here for a second. I hurried off and returned with a package. Ageha, try this on.
Huh?
I wrapped a snowflake-designed bracelet around her wrist. I saw it at a stall and thought it would suit you. Plus, we met on a ski slope after all. Sorry it took me so long to say this. Ageha, I like you. Will you go out with me?
Soldiers should value speed, you know. Of course I will.
I realized I had been too scared to face the love right in front of me. Like Gojia was to Cao Cao, I want to strive to become someone who truly understands her.
Hello, Brittany here. Aw, that is really cute. I kind of feel bad for Maria in a little bit of a way. But anyways, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!